Hello, everyone. We are live. This is a little surprise live stream on a Monday night. I figured, why not hop on? There is some important Disney news going on. There is some exciting stuff that I have coming up in the pretty near future now. As you can tell, 18 more days until something special is going to be happening. And there's also another live stream happening later on this week, not even here on Dad's Guide, that I wanted to talk to you guys about. So super exciting stuff. And plus, while we're on here, of course, I will answer any Disney World questions that you guys might have, whether it has to do with news, dining, planning, you name it, we can get to it. So when you're here, I see a bunch of you are on saying hello. So whenever you are here, feel free to say hi and let me know any questions you might have. We will get to them. We'll hang out here for a little while just to kind of chat with you guys, talk about some exciting things, and of course, do some Q&A. So I see Patty is here. Hey, Patty. Patty, was it your birthday? I want to say that I saw something on my Facebook that said that it was your birthday recently. If it was and I missed it, I am very sorry. Happy birthday. If it was not, then this is going to attribute to the fact that I am losing my mind. So I'm hoping that it definitely was your birthday. Hello, Joanna. I see Joe. I see Jen, Robert, Helen. Hey, Helen, long time no see. I saw you live last night. Let me see what's going on with this. There we go. Little tap. That light box has got to go. The amount of times this thing does not work or flickers, who knows? Patty, it was. Okay, so what is it, the 28th? Plus, I was off by 8 days. How did I remember that from 8 days later? So happy belated birthday. I hope you had an amazing day. Hey, Chris. Patty, you are so welcome. Hello, Linda. Adrienne is here. Hello. Colleen and Marissa. Tim is here. So let's start off with something super exciting before we dive into the main, most exciting things. Or maybe this is the most exciting. We'll see. Something that I was, something that I was talking to Marissa about, or I saw Marissa message me about this a couple minutes ago. So if you guys were fans of Burudika Band, Burudika, the Burudika Band that would play in Harambe Village in the Africa section of the Animal Kingdom. As we know, even before COVID, they were no longer performing in the Animal Kingdom. However, Wasalu, which is the name of the band outside of Walt Disney World, had posted on Instagram, I saw it earlier today, they had posted that they were performing last night on the Harambe Village stage in the Africa section in Animal Kingdom. So perfection, exactly what I would want. And I am really hoping that they're going to be back permanently. That would make me the happiest person ever. I had so much fun just hanging out, watching them. They really added so much life to the Animal Kingdom. And when they were no longer there, as much as we all love the Animal Kingdom, there really was, in my opinion, that one special something that was kind of missing. Because we would spend a decent amount of time just kind of hanging out at the Dawa Bar, getting some food from Harambe Market, getting the corn from the Harambe Fruit Market, which if you haven't had that curry seasoned roasted corn, you absolutely have to have it. It is so seriously good. So we would spend a lot of time there watching them, just hanging out, having a couple of drinks, having some snacks, food. So the fact that there's potential for them to be back, not just back for one show. If I hear anything, I'm going to try to find out when if and when they might be back permanently. I will definitely let you guys know. But little tidbit that I thought you might enjoy. So I see Brenda has a question. Which would I prefer, Teppan Edo or San Angel Inn? Want to try some new restaurants when you go in December. So I am going to, and my light is not on bright enough. Let me try to fix that. It's getting much darker in here. I think this is going to work. That's a bit better. Hold on, let me move this thing down. There we go. That'll do it. Okay, so I'm going to answer that question, but first I'm going to go with option C. I'm going to actually say, if you're looking for a table service restaurant in Epcot, I'm going to actually go with La Hacienda de San Angel, because that is also table service, and it's the restaurant that is on the water, so it's actually connected to La Cantina, and their food is so good. They have this, I think it was like a corn soup that I had. It was phenomenal. I had some type of enchilada the last time that I was there. Loved it. And plus, now with Epcot Forever, and then when you're going to be there, Harmonia is happening, you can get such amazing views from inside the restaurant, especially if you got a table that is up close to the windows. It's like breathtaking. So I would recommend that in terms of my favorite table service restaurant in Epcot. I'm trying to think if I want to stand by that claim. I think that I do. I think that's the way to go. So that would be my top choice. I really believe in La Hacienda. Out of the other two, Teppan Edo has better food. San Angel Inn has better atmosphere. So I guess at that crossroads, you kind of have to choose food or atmosphere. Both have, I think, good food. San Angel Inn, I know, gets a bad rap, but I think both have good food, and both have great atmospheres, but the San Angel Inn atmosphere is just like off the chart. So if I was picking for myself, I would do San Angel Inn out of those two, but both are really good. But if I can go with option C, La Hacienda. Hey, Deborah, how's it going? Okay, so Tim, great question. The Leave a Legacy monument that have, well, the monuments, I should say, that have recently been redone, those are actually outside the main entrance to Epcot. So when you're kind of going past security, kind of like past where the temperature screenings were, past security. So when you're almost about to get in, you'll see some of the ticketing windows there. Like guest relations is off to the right. When you're kind of in that pre-entrance area, you'll see some of they're very vibrant with their pink colors, yellow, orange. They're kind of hard to miss. They are a little bit off to the sides, but I mean, you'll see them. They're big. They have so many beautiful colors on them. So they're just outside the main entrance. Chris, look at that. We were so in sync. Okay, let me see. Adriana has. Oh, Marissa knows. Marissa knows that corn. Yes, Adriana says those windows are massive. So that's another important point. And yes, Adriana has another good point. If you're planning on going to La Cava before, it might not necessarily matter. So I agree with that as well. Okay. So, Joe, great question. As of right now, all 2022 rates are available. So you can go ahead. I'm actually going to drop a comment in here. You can go to that link if you're able to copy and paste that into another window. You can actually go there and get a free quote from our official travel agency partner, Destinations of Travel. They are an authorized Disney vacation planner. They are a Disney earmarked agency. You name it, they got it. And they can help you from beginning to end plan that trip. Again, they can do throughout 2022. So yeah, that is as far out as you can go right now, at least for your resort reservation, that is. And if that link isn't your jam, it's maybe not the easiest to copy and paste depending on where you're watching, you can just go to our website, Dad's Guide to WDW.com, and under the, I think, About Us tab, you can see a little link there to Destinations of Travel. So I hope that definitely helps. Ooh, good question. So Fafa asks, if you have to choose between Hollywood Studios and Animal Kingdom, which park would you do for a 3-park for a week stay? Okay, so I'm assuming that means the other park cannot be done. Personally, I would go to the Animal Kingdom. Granted, I am an Animal Kingdom person. I live and breathe Pandora. I live and breathe the Safari, Expedition Everest. I mean, the Animal Kingdom to me is so important to a trip. In fact, for an upcoming trip we're going to talk about that I'm going on, if there was one park that I was even entertaining the thought of skipping if we didn't have the time to do it, it was going to be Hollywood Studios. Yes, I love Galaxy's Edge. I love Toy Story Land. I love everything about Hollywood Studios. But if I had to pick one, I would pick Animal Kingdom. I think you can have a much more enjoyable day at the Animal Kingdom if you plan it right, because in Hollywood, there is some stress. There's the stress of Rise of the Resistance, trying to get a boarding group for that. There's the stress of Slinky Dog Dash, usually having a pretty long line. When you're in Toy Story Land, there is not a lot of shade. So there are some things that can take away from a perfect day at Hollywood Studios. There's always going to be things that can take away from a perfect day. But if you're asking me, I would say Animal Kingdom, because what could be the most stressful thing there? Trying to get on Flight of Passage, which doesn't get as insanely long wait times as it even did back when it was like at its absolute peak. So I would say go for the Animal Kingdom. That would be my bet. But if you are a Star Wars person or a Toy Story person, then you have to do Hollywood Studios. But if you're in between and even thinking about the two, you're probably maybe not. I might assume so. In that case, Animal Kingdom. Ooh, hey, Patrick. Okay, so Patrick is asking, great mask in your picture, by the way. Is that the Pandora one from Navi River Journey? I want to say it is. That looks awesome. So Patrick's asking, I mentioned best table service at Epcot. What about quick service? That is a loaded question because there are so many good quick service restaurants at Epcot. I mean, I might say my personal favorite off the top of my head might be Lotus Blossom Cafe in the China Pavilion, because I know it might not be the most mainstream, like La Cantina, I would say might be the most popular, but yeah, I might go with Lotus Blossom Cafe. I'm going to stick with that because I would say, and even though they have a very limited menu right now, their orange chicken is great. And I'm not the biggest orange chicken fan. I'm going to have like Chinese food. I like to have more elaborate, authentic Chinese food. I really enjoy any type of Asian cuisine. So I would say, oh yeah, and at Lotus Blossom Cafe, their egg rolls are phenomenal. Pot stickers are great, but not as good as the egg rolls. Their Mongolian beef right now is good, not great. It used to be great when it had the noodles, which are no longer at the restaurant. Apparently, they're in deliberations to be coming back one day, so fingers crossed on that. They were like my favorite item in the entire park. But then their chicken fried rice is my current favorite on their menu. It is so good. So the orange chicken, Mongolian beef, chicken fried rice, yeah, those are the three items they have right now. But with their egg rolls, pot stickers, and they have some really nice light beer there too. They have like a Sing Tao, a Foo beer, a Jasmine draft beer. So they have some really, really good stuff. A lot of seating. I love that quick service restaurant. Number 2, probably La Cantina. Number 3, I might go Regal Eagle in the American Adventure. I love that place. Joanna, good call. Yorkshire Fish Shop. You cannot go wrong with fish and chips, especially with a little malt vinegar, a little bit of that on the side. Yeah, right, Chris? Totally agree. That just makes for such a much more easy and relaxing day, in my opinion, than Hollywood, because you kind of have the roam of the park. It's more about just sightseeing and walking through and snacking and sipping and doing more of that. You can do it at Hollywood, but I like my leisurely strolls quite a bit. You are so welcome. I hope that helps. I knew it. Pandora for the win. Yes, right? Chris knows it. Lotus Blossom is great. And Pizza Al Taglio is the pizza window at Via Napoli. It's not Via Napoli pizza. It's connected to Via Napoli, which is my favorite table service restaurant in the Italy Pavilion. I'd say that might be number 2 in Epcot. Yeah, probably for me, I would say. But their pizza window is great. Not the greatest. I like the pizza that you get inside of the real deal, inside of Via Napoli, much better. But, oops. Sorry about that. That is a type 1 diabetes sensor that I just got today, so I'm getting adjusted to that. So where in the world was I? Oh, pizza. If you want to see what the pizza is like at the Pizza El Taglio pizza window, why is it still beeping? Okay, that's fine. You can go to our YouTube channel. I would put the link in here, but it's a little bit longer to type than the one I had before. But if you go to our YouTube channel, you can see a video that I took of me scoring the pizza from that pizza window. It was great, and I hope being able to actually see the pizza in real life can tell you how great it is if and when you can catch it open, because it is rarely open. It's kind of a seasonal thing based on how busy the crowds are. So if you can catch it open, definitely go. Ooh, good question. Which value resort would I choose to stay in? So even though Disney's Art of Animation Resort is technically a value resort, I would say the pricing of it is much more like a pricey, moderate resort. You can get some cheap rooms if you're not going for a family suite there. So if price is not an object, I would definitely say Art of Animation. If cost is an object, and obviously I would assume it is, then I would go Pop Century, because I'm not the biggest fan of the All-Star resorts. They are good if you, again, are just trying to spend as much time in the parks and the room is kind of a place for you to sleep. Totally get it. For that case, the All-Stars are great. But if you want just even a little something extra and still in the value resort price range, then I would say Pop Century. Yep, Chris agrees. Pop gets the vote. Adriana knows where it's at. Fish and chips and a beer. Okay, so now let me get to some exciting stuff that that made me want to come on here and talk to you guys about it. So happening July 17th to the 20th, I'm going down to Walt Disney World. That is my next trip with my wife, Kara. We're going to be celebrating her birthday. And on her birthday, July 19th, something very special is happening. That is the reopening of Disney's Polynesian Village Resort. I cannot wait. I am so excited. We booked that one night in a regular room in the Polynesian months ago. Literally, the minute that they announced the Moana rooms they released like concept art of the Moana rooms, and at that time they released some booking availability for rooms in those Moana themed rooms. So at that moment, I jumped right on it and booked one night for the first possible night that I was able to, that being July 19th. At the time, I didn't even want to say anything about it because we all know how things go with construction, Disney projects, and all of that. Timelines can definitely change. And the fact that now we were planning on a timeline staying the same for having to stay the same for the exact day made me a little nervous. I was a little hesitant that it was maybe not going to work out perfectly. But after hearing some news coming out today saying that the Polynesian is going to be reopening on the 19th, I had a massive sigh of relief. And I am now just so excited that it really is going to work out perfectly for us to spend the first night in a Moana room, that it's going to be open. So I cannot wait. I'm going to be showing you guys every single nook and cranny of that room. And something that I really hope is going to work out is, since it's going to be the first night that the resort is going to be reopened. Again, the villas and bungalows, the DVC wing, has been open for a while, since the reopening was taking place at Walt Disney World. But the actual resort is reopening, meaning this is going to be, I'm hoping, an opportunity for my room to be ready first thing in the morning when I'm heading over there to the Poly. We're going to be resort hopping, staying in the boardwalk, and then going over to the Polynesian. I'm hoping that I'll be able to bring you guys all of that room content literally first thing in the morning as soon as the room is ready, because if there's nobody staying in it the night before, I would assume it's going to have to be ready on day one, nice and early, for me to get there ready to live stream every single square inch of that room. So I cannot wait. Pictures, videos, live streams galore. It's all going to be coming. It's going to be so much fun. The monorail is not yet going to be reopening on day one of the actual reopening, but the I forget exactly what they're calling it, like Port Hochet or something like that is going to be the new structure outside the front of the Great Ceremonial House. That will apparently be looking done enough that'll make it interesting for pictures and to look at. The Great Ceremonial House will once again be the check-in area, so the lobby will once again be the full lobby, which is going to be so nice. And Ohana is going to be reopened, so we're going to get to see almost a fully reopened Disney's Polynesian Village Resort. I cannot wait. Kara is so excited. I mean, what a way to spend a birthday. So we have such amazing things planned, and you guys are going to be seeing all of that because, I mean, come on, this is a reopening night of the Poly with Moana-themed rooms. I mean, how much cooler than that does it get? So it's going to be amazing. I cannot wait. And Patrick has a little comment here. He picked up on my Norway shirt. So Patrick, thank you for that. But you know what's even cooler than the shirt is a matching mug to go along with the shirt. So I didn't even realize that I did this. I picked the mug first. Then I was trying to find a themed shirt for this, and I was like, why don't I just do a Norway shirt? And then I sat down, saw the mug, realized the shirt, and I was like, look at me. I just love my Norway pavilion far too much. Oh, Marissa, I know you definitely would. I'm going to try my best with my phone to be taking shots of the room, but if you were there, I mean, you would do quite the job capturing that, far better than I can do with my own little phone. So I will try. I will do my best. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, Joanna, that is a great point. The rooms at the All-Stars that have recently been redone, just like Pop. So, and those rooms are so comfortable. I stayed in them at the Pop Century February of last year, 2020, which feels like it was quite a while ago. And I love them. I thought they were super comfortable, very nicely organized with a good amount of space in the room, like a really good layout, I thought. So I am definitely a fan. So great question. The last time that I've been to Universal a few times, almost all except for one, where when I was much younger, like a kid, and I was into Nickelodeon at the time. So since then, the only time in my adult life that I visited Universal was for Halloween Horror Nights, and that had to be 5 years ago, I think. Kara and I really want to get down to Universal Studios because, ironically, right after we went into Diagon Alley, and it was very cool. But at the time, I wasn't very hooked onto Harry Potter. Like, I had liked it, but was not really hooked. And of course, right after, coincidentally, I started to turn into this major Harry Potter fan. Kara and I were on quite the kick of watching Harry Potter movies, so we really want to get over there. But you know how it is. It's usually all Disney all the time when we're down in Orlando. So to kind of make the jump over there is a tough sell for each of us, but we definitely want to do it. I have the itch. It's just kind of pulling the trigger and going ahead and doing it. Oh, Pamela, you and I both. The Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser looks insane. Insane in the coolest way possible, but also insane in the way of price. I think it's going to be extremely costly, like you're assuming. I'm curious to see just how expensive it's going to be, if it's going to kind of live up to the hype of the cost that everyone's kind of been put surrounding that topic with. So we shall see. I just cannot wait to see other people's pictures and videos, even of what's going on inside, even if I'm not going to be, which I doubt I'll be able to go right when it opens. I mean, if it's going to be that crazy expensive, even I will. When I'll do a lot for the sake of Disney and the sake of research, but that might be pushing the limit just a bit. So we shall see. Oh, Patrick. So we do have an Ohana reservation. We think we're going to keep it. We've had a tough time planning this trip because there's a lot of things that we want to do. And we are between a couple of really cool things with what is up against our Ohana reservation. So I think we're leaning towards Ohana, but we'll see for sure. I think it's going to have to come down to bread pudding, noodles, or not. And I think it's going to err on the side of bread pudding and noodles all the time. Ooh, Pamela, great question. I am totally going to look into that. That can save the entire plan that I was just talking about being conflicted over. So I have done the Polynesian Twilight Feast. You are totally right about the name. I did that a few times years ago, obviously before COVID and Ohana closed and all of that. It was so good. It was amazing. So much food. But if you're hungry, and we were at the time, it was like heaven. It was so good. We had the best time. So yeah, if they have that, I would bet money on myself pulling the trigger and getting that delivered to the room the night that we're staying there. What a way to do that. That would be amazing. Okay. Oh, hold on. Before I get into other fun news, let's talk about Joanna's question. So the question is, any word on FastPass Plus, dining plans, and character meet and greets coming back? So I will answer the question by saying that there is, first, nothing official. So anything is subject to change. Obviously, nothing's even been communicated by Disney about this yet. But I would say my personal guess is that all three, and don't hold me to this, but I think all three are going to be back in time for the 50th anniversary on October 1st. I could see Fast Passes coming back in the next 2.5 months. Dining plans I could see by the end of the summer. Character meet and greets I could see by the fall. So I think that things are really looking up. Things are really starting to go back to as close to back to normal as I think we could imagine, given the fact that we are in June, on June 28th, 2021. So I think we're moving forward pretty quickly right now. And I think where if you would have asked me this question a month ago, I might have said, oh, no way, all three are going to be deep into next year. With the way that things are very quickly turning around, I think this year, by the 50th, it's all going to start to happen and come back. So fingers crossed. Again, don't hold me to it. No real insider information or anything, just my assumption on how things are going to go and kind of other things that have been reported and small inclinations of things that could be happening. So we shall see for sure, but I think it's definitely looking good. Hello, Karen. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Patty's asking, do I think annual pass sales, so for new annual pass holders to actually become a pass holder, will be coming back? And if so, when? Oh, another good question. I'm going to say once again this year. This one, I don't know if it'll happen by the 50th, because I think with capacity, and even if it's going to be, let's just say, full capacity, I mean, if it was to go to 100%, I don't know how that's going to work with the theme park reservations and capacity on the 50th, which is such a highly anticipated day. So I don't know if they would try to get many more annual pass holders before the 50th. That, I think, might be a late 2021 thing. So that's my guess, just a shot in the dark. So we will see for sure. Vicky, I would say, again, I haven't been since the very end of May, up until May 31st. So I haven't been there this month with the infinite amount of additional changes that have happened. So I don't know for sure, but based on what I've heard and seen and trying to keep tabs on crowds like a lot, quite a bit, I would say, yeah, I would say it looks quite normal. I mean, watching live streams, paying attention to wait times, seeing changes with capacity on attractions, it's looking very, very normal. So in a little bit more than 2 weeks, I will let you know for sure what my thoughts on that are. So stay tuned. But yeah, I think it's pretty normal, which is very interesting that we are, getting to this back to normal way. It's just like after so long, it's just kind of crazy to think about. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. Hello, Shannon. How's it going? So good to see you hop on. We were talking about you guys before, Shannon. Oh, Chris, I am with you. I would love Max Pass. That would be so good. Max Pass at Disneyland is like my jam. I love that. Okay. Ooh, we have something else here. Besides crowds, would you go around April to spring break or October to Halloween? Ooh. I'm going to lean towards, even though it's very hot, I think October can be hotter than April, at least just in my personal experience. So I would say, I do like Flower and Garden Festival more than I like the Food and Wine Festival. So I will throw that in there. But I'm kind of going October just because if you're not going to go right when it's Halloween, maybe on, if you're not going to go on a holiday weekend, if you're going to go on just an ordinary week in October, I think you can have a much more enjoyable time than spring break. So I know if we're going to say besides crowds, I would still probably say that way just because I really do like Halloween at Disney World, even though I'm more of a Christmas person. I do love what they do for Halloween. So even despite the festival opinion that I had there, I still would say October for Halloween season, not actually Halloween, because that's, quite busy. Ooh, Pamela, that is a great idea. I like the way you're thinking. So in case you guys haven't, joined us before on Debating Disney, that is a live show that I do along with Kat Wolf from Get Down to Disney. So the two of us host this show. We've been doing it for 3 years. And this Thursday is our 3-year anniversary show. So it's going to be live on our Facebook page, just Debating Disney here on Facebook. Also on our YouTube channel, we're Debating Disney over there. But everything we do is primarily on Facebook. So that is where the party is at. But this Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, we have our biggest, most, I'll say ambitious because there's a lot on the schedule. Our biggest, most exciting, most prize-packed show that we have done in our 3 years. So it's going to be fantastic. We have a lot of prizes that I'm actually looking at right now. I have them kind of positioned all ready to go. We have great prizes. We have several debates. We have a special segment, if you've watched before, called The Dust and the Dist. If you haven't seen that before, trust me, you're going to want to see what it is, and I won't even spoil it for you now. If you're going to be watching for the first time on Thursday, just come and watch it. It's going to be great. It's that segment, I will admit, is rather entertaining. And if you've watched it before, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Some fun stuff always goes down when we do those type of things. So again, Thursday night, our 3-year anniversary show for Debating Disney right here on Facebook. It's going to be a blast. Myself, Kat Wolf, it's going to be awesome. You guys do not want to miss it. So it's going to be a total party. You can guarantee that. Oh, Joe, I am so happy to hear that. Joe says she's learned so much about Walt Disney World thanks to Debating Disney. That makes me so happy. That is why we do that type of stuff, because we love to talk to you guys about Disney. And if we are constantly on the pulse of things that are going on and, done things, we just love to do all of that to pass it on and help you guys in any way possible. That is what we are all about. So I'm so glad to hear that has helped out. Joanna, I know I am a Flower and Garden super fan. I really prefer that festival. And don't get me wrong, I love Food and Wine. And I'm so excited to be at Food and Wine shortly after it starts on my next trip that begins in 18 more days. But there's just something about Flower and Garden that I love. I think that I like the The dishes are, and ironically, me saying this, the person that loves to eat everything, are a bit lighter. Food and wine in the heat, that is the one thing that I find to be a little tough because I love to have the infamous beer cheese soup from Canada, but it is very hot for soup. So that's kind of the one thing. And it's, listen, to me, it's always hot. I get hot rather quickly. But I think the level of heat in the summer and going into like September is pretty extreme for hot food like that. So, and I just kind of like the look and feel of Flower Garden. I love those like lighter colors, those yellows, oranges. That's kind of my jam. Although my favorite, you guys might know, is the Festival of the Arts. That is definitely my go-to. If you haven't, by the way, I was doing a Q&A on our Instagram over the weekend, I think. If you aren't following us over on Instagram at Dad's Guide to WDW, definitely go ahead and follow. We were answering questions all like that over the weekend. My favorite Epcot festival, different things that I like to eat as always, all that type of stuff. So if you want to talk more Disney, we do quite a bit of that over on Instagram. So definitely head over there and talk some more because we're always doing fun stuff on Instagram as well. Ooh, Tina, that is a great question. I haven't heard anything about that. I'm going to look into that. If you'd like to stay in touch, if you don't mind, shoot me a message so I can stay in contact with you because I'm going to look into that and I will definitely let you know. I haven't heard anything about that, but that is an interesting question. So let's definitely keep tabs on that. Any new toys for my day? Ooh, so great question. I was actually just thinking about doing this one day this week. I might do it like during lunch or something tomorrow or on Wednesday. Before the end of the month, I would like to do, as we were talking on Instagram, another episode of Danny's Toy Barn. So it's kind of a Toy Story themed show and tell that I do. You guys can come on. You can request to join, bring some toys, aka Disney collectibles of your own, show them off, talk about the stories behind them, things you like to collect, all that type of stuff. Really for adults who like to collect Disney things. So it's a great time. We'll play some Toy Story Land area music in the background to get things going, and we'll just chat for 45-ish minutes, sometimes even longer. It's a great time, so definitely stay tuned for that. Maybe in the next couple of days. So we'll let you know, a little bit in advance when it's going to happen. Ooh, Chris, that's a great question. Okay, any snacks? So what I definitely want to do at the Eight Spoons Cafe in the Animal Kingdom, which recently reopened, they have a pulled pork sandwich on a jelly donut. And I need to have that. It looks so interesting. I think I saw somewhere, I forget who posted this on Instagram. I wish I could give them credit. But somebody put mac and cheese on the sandwich too because they obviously have mac and cheese at the Eight Spoons Cafe too. And it looked phenomenal. And I might try to do just that. So it looked crazy and I do like crazy. So that is definitely right up my alley. So that would be one. Oh, I know what else I have to do. So, okay. We're staying, like I said, the first couple of nights of our trip at the Boardwalk. And Boardwalk to Go, which is a little quick service kiosk on the Boardwalk. It's actually, I think, very conveniently located if you are wanting to grab something there while you're at the pool, which is one of our plans. We're going to be at the pool and grab lunch at Boardwalk to Go because they have so much stuff there. And I've gotten things from there in the past. But hold on, let me pull up the menu so I can remember exactly some of the stuff that I wanted to get. It looked so... Can I find it? Come on. Where could it be? Oh, okay. Here we go. Found it. Okay. So they had all different types of like loaded fries. This menu says burger and stuff, but I don't think they have. Yeah, their menu is totally different. That's why I wanted to get some different things there. But I wanted to check out, they have like a buffalo chicken sandwich, buffalo chicken fries. I mean, like really interesting stuff, which I totally have to go with. And just like casual, simple food is, totally my jam. So they have a barbecue pulled pork sandwich. They have corn dog. Oh, I love a good corn dog. Buffalo chicken sandwich, garlic parmesan fries, buffalo chicken fries. Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna have to stop at Boardwalk to go. And what else do I need to have? Oh, oh no, I almost spoiled something. Nope, I'm gonna keep something a surprise. I was almost gonna do it. Something that's happening in August. I'm gonna be doing something very special. Not announcing it yet. It's far too early. We're almost still 2 months. We're a little less than 2 months out, but still too early to start talking about something. But it's gonna be very special. I almost gave away a snack for that. But what other snacks do I want on this? Oh, practically anything I can get my hands on at Food and Wine. So that'll be a decent number of snacks. And I think we're going to try to get over to the Enchanted Rose at the Grand Floridian because we've had some stuff there and I loved what we had. We had like their truffle fries. What else did we get? We got us like a few things to pick on and everything was really good, but we only got like one thing each, like one little thing to split. So I want to get like some other things to kind of slice and dice up. So Enchanted Rose is on the list. I wish I could say the Wave is on the list, but as you know, or as you might know, the Wave is being rethemed. We are assuming into an Incredibles themed dining experience, potentially a steakhouse. That's kind of been the rumor going around, but we shall see for sure. So that is not on the list, but I wish that it was going to be on the list. Patrick Abracadabar on the Boardwalk is definitely in the plans. Tamu, why am I drawing a blank? Tamboo Lounge. I almost said Tamu Refreshments. Too many close words. The Tamboo Lounge is definitely on our list for our Polynesian Day. So we have, and also we're going to be at the Barefoot Pool Bar during that day while we're going to be at the Polynesian. So we're going to be checking out anything that they have too. Whatever looks the best is the most Instagram worthy and is the most on theme with the resort, I will get. Jen, it is so cool in there. There are 3 different, I guess you can say 4 different rooms. There is the library. That's my personal favorite. Then there's the main room where the bar is actually located. Then there is, what is the other one called? It's a green room. It's like painted green. I forget what it's called. I wish I could remember that. I don't know. There's that room, which is my least favorite. Then there's outside, which is really, really cool. So that green room that I was talking about actually leads out to like an outdoor patio. It's beautiful. Great views of the resort. Really nice. It's like a nice night out with a nice little breeze coming through. It can be amazing out there. We walked out. We didn't actually sit in there. We sat in the main room last time. But the library, I think, is the move. That room, they have like some really cool big couches in there. It's amazing. Fantastic atmosphere. Ooh. Patrick, anything new in Disney Springs? I feel like I always overlook it when I go. Anything new? I'm curious to see what the July specials at Gideon's are going to be, what cookie they're going to have, what cake slice they're going to have. So that could be something new. Oh, there is something new at Jock Lindsay's. There is, I forget what it's called, but there is, I think it's like chocolate covered bacon. And I think the chocolate covered bacon is actually from the ganachery, but it's a very well themed and elaborate dish. I think it's like only for a limited time. I forget what's actually in the middle, but it's on theme with Indiana Jones and it looks really cool. And I would love to get that. So that's at Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar, which is right across the street from Gideon's. What else could be new over at Disney Springs? New to me because I had it for my first time on the last trip that I went on and I am literally obsessed is Everglazed Donuts. I cannot get enough of that place. We got quite a bit on the last trip and like I still think that I didn't even try nearly enough. There are so many great things there. The grilled cheese sandwich on a donut might be one of my favorite things that I had out of any food on my last trip. It was so good. Even better than you might think. You might think like, oh, grilled cheese on a donut, like, could it be that good? Or, of course, it's going to be good. It's so simple. Trust me, it hit different. It was off the charts. So thank you guys. Bacon of Doom. There it is. That looks super, super cool. Oh, Adriana, good fun fact. Yes, there is a store just for left-handed people. I want to say that is over by, kind of by the Earl of Sandwich, like on that side, like in between Earl of Sandwich and the Rainforest Cafe. I think it's like Lefty's Lucky Goods, something like that. You know, you get the point, but very cool store. There was a question. Oh, Adriana's question. Best resort dining location. Okay. So I will say the verdict is still out for during/post COVID, kind of this phase that we're in, this reopening / the future phase. I would say verdict is still out for the present, but before COVID, I would say easily Ohana would be my number one. Now, I'd also say the Wave, but with that now closing and going away, after the Wave, I would say Cape May. Oh, no, I would have said Cape May Cafe, but Trattoria El Forno. That's what I'm going to go with. Trattoria El Forno on the boardwalk is so good. And living on Long Island in an Italian family with great cooks all around me, to give high praise for Italian food, I think speaks quite a bit. And it's really, really good. They have amazing pizzas. Their like standard margarita pizza is so good. It says that it's Neapolitan style pizza, and Neapolitan, admittedly, is not my favorite style of pizza. I like much more thin and crispy. But their pizza is kind of like a hybrid between. Oh, I've said this before, Adriana. You might know what I said. It's a hybrid between Neapolitan, and what did I say? Did I say bar pie? Hold on, I'm thinking. It'll come back to me. Maybe. Because it's not a straight, simple Neapolitan. It's better than a normal Neapolitan. And it's not exactly like it. It's really, really good. So their pizza is great. Their pasta is great. I really like their sauce too. And I wouldn't say it's the best meatball on Walt Disney World property. That title I would give to Enzo's Hideaway in Disney Springs. Trust me. I have footage of that in a video that Kara and I recorded a while back for a Disney Springs sip and snack stroll that we came up with. And I still have to edit the entire thing. There's like 1,000 pieces to it. It's going to take me forever and a day to edit. But when I put that video out, I'm hoping that it's going to convince so many people to go and get the meatballs at Enzo's Hideaway if you haven't already. Because when I had them for the first time, my mind was blown. I went insane. It's that good. But even the meatballs at Trattoria El Forno are great. So right now, in this present time, with things reopening and even the things that are reopening being slightly different, I'm going to give that title for best resort dining location to Trattoria El Forno. It might lose the belt in a little while. We shall see. I'm going to give it to them for now. It's that good. Seriously. Ooh, Patrick, great question. Club Cool. I don't know exactly when that's supposed to open. I think that it might be like later this summer. I cannot wait to see, based on what Zach Ridley, an Imagineer working on the project, has been sharing on Instagram. I think it's going to look incredible and so different while still kind of having the vibe of the original Club Pool that we all know and love. So I think later this summer is the working goal for that to be reopening. I hope so, because then by the 50th, we will be able to see that too, which would be so exciting. Ooh, Adriana, good question. I would say Trattoria Al Forno, yes. Enzo's Hideaway, no. I think their meatball was really good. Their bread and olive oil was really good. But everything else there is much more Americanized, modern Italian, where even though Trattoria Al Forno is to a degree too, I think the food there is actually better authentic Italian food than Via Napoli. And I know that sounds crazy. I would have thought I was nuts if I heard myself say this a couple of years ago. I'd have been like, you are out of your mind. This guy has no idea what he's talking about. I'm not even going to listen to him anymore. He knows nothing. That's what I would have thought about myself. But after eating at Trattoria Al Forno 5 or 6 times in the last year and a half or so, yeah, I am totally sold on that restaurant. Yeah, I think it might be a hybrid between that, Roma and Neapolitan. That might have been what I was thinking. It's going to come back to me later. I'm going to be so mad at myself, but you might be right. I got to sit on that for a little bit. Okay, so Marissa, I'm so glad you said this. I wanted to say it before, but I didn't know how to make the perfect segue, so you did that for me. Something that I saw today that I thought was the coolest thing ever while I was sitting in the doctor's office and waiting to be called, I saw on Instagram that Zach Ridley, the incredible Imagineer that we were just talking about, is following Marissa. So in case you guys don't know, Marissa is our photographer here at Dad's Guide. You can find her on Instagram. She is at Behind the Ears WDW. She's off the chart spectacular. Her photographer, I say she's the best, and I actually believe that. And I know that's a bold statement, and there's so many amazing photographers who I all love, but I am sorry, I obviously have to be biased. I say Marissa is the best. You have to go ahead and follow her. Zach Ridley follows her, so if he's following her, obviously we also be following her. So go ahead and find Marissa on Instagram. You can, if you're following us on Instagram already, I'm sure you've seen countless numbers of her pictures before. So just look in any of our comments for many of our Instagram posts, and it won't be hard to find Marissa's handle on there. So definitely head over and check her out. I see my Nan is on. Hey, Dan. Right, guys, congratulations in order for Marissa, because that is huge. That is so special and so amazing. So Pamela has a question. Pamela's asking if doing a split stay with the last couple days at a deluxe to just relax, which deluxe would you pick? Great question. I would go Beach Club number 1, number 2, Boardwalk, number 3, Riviera. Yeah, I'm going to stick with those. Beach Club 1, Boardwalk 2, Riviera 3. You cannot go wrong with any of the 3. I mean, you really can't go wrong with any deluxe because they're all just spectacular. But the Beach Club is definitely my favorite. And I love that if you wanted to relax, you have, even though it is a little bit of a walk, you're still so close to the boardwalk that if you wanted to take a very relaxing stroll and go to Abracadabra, go to Trattoria Al Forno, I wish ESPN Club was going to be open, or else I would say that too. So I love that you get to do those type of things too at the Beach Club. Plus you get Stormalong Bay, which is the ultimate relaxation haven. You can just spend forever there. And then for the reason of all the entertainment at the boardwalk and the fact that the rooms are just stunning at the boardwalk too, I would recommend that one too. And then Riviera 3 because Bar Riva, Primo Piatto, even though it's a quick service, it's so good. Topolino's if you want to do a little bit more of an expensive dining experience. I would say for dinner, more relaxing with the characters. Views of everything up there if you wanted to kind of get a reservation at Topolino's and go up to the lounge up there, you can do that. The pools are beautiful. The Skyliner, if you want to just like sit on the Skyliner and ride it around. So there is, so much you can do at all three of those. Oh, Marissa, thank you, of course. Yeah, and Marissa's right. Go head over to Zach too. Why not? I mean, he is so awesome. I love that we have someone, since Joe Rody is no longer an Imagineer, and that still pains me to say those words, but I love that we have someone right now who I think is really stepping up and is really being the face of Imagineering, and he's really doing it perfectly. He's giving people a reason to love Imagineering, to get into Imagineering, to start following it, watch the Imagineering story in Disney Plus. I think that what he's doing is so impactful for the cause of just loving Imagineering and loving what is behind Walt Disney World and what actually makes it all happen. Am I allowed to join in on this plan? I would love that. That sounds like the best time. Ooh, Patrick, good question. Any shopping plans on my trip? Yeah. Food and wine merch. The previews that I've seen of the merch that's going to be coming out for the festival looks spectacular. So definitely doing some of that for the Food and Wine Festival. There are quite a few things that I want. Oh, definitely Wishables. How can I forget? Whatever sets I'm able to get my hands on. There's one that I'm missing from the Star Tour set, which I think I'm going to be long gone with because it's probably in the past already. I think the Cars set might already be weaning its way out, but I hope it's not because I would love that. What else do I want to get while shopping? I know what I want to do. Follow me on this. And I'm going to start to wrap up because we've been talking for an hour already and it feels like it's been 15 minutes. So inside the Art of Disney store at the American Adventure in the World Showcase in Epcot, they have a little kiosk, I guess you would call it, like a little touch screen Art of Disney machine that you can use to customize any type of artwork or print that is available in the Art of Disney catalog. So I don't know if I'm going to actually pull the trigger on this yet, but I want to at least see if they have something I've really been looking for, which is a Walt Disney World. I've been finding the Disneyland version, which I love, but just for nostalgic reasons and the fact that the following attraction was my favorite one growing up, I really want to find a Walt Disney World version of the Snow White's Scary Adventures attraction poster that I could get framed from that Art of Disney kiosk. Because I was starting to go through it the last time that I was in there, didn't have a ton of time, was kind of rushing around. And I really wish that I can get that somewhere. It's not on eBay, it's nowhere online, but I want like a really nice one. So I'm hoping that I can get it through their kiosk. I mean, that would be like another special purchase to me like this one was. But if they have it, that might change things. Yes, I do enjoy my Disney collectibles. You guys know it. So, okay, what else do we have? We talked about July 17th to the 20th being at Walt Disney World. July 19th, opening day for the Polynesian, and that I'm going to be there covering all of it and debating Disney this Thursday, July 1st, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Facebook. It's going to be a great time. And I guess I will start to drop another little teaser on this too. I'm doing something extra special in August. I am not going to Disney World. I am doing something very special, Disney related. And if you have any guesses, let me know what you think it might be in the comments, just because I'm curious to see what you guys think I may or may not be doing. So definitely let me know. And I might just put some like wink reactions on all of the comments to not confirm nor deny, because I want to wait until it's time to actually talk about it. It's way too early, I think, because I want to make sure that we can talk about it when it's timely and actually going to happen. So we'll do a lot of talking about this special thing a bit later in the summer. So thank you guys so much for joining tonight. This was so much fun just to chat with you. And it was a little while since we did one of these live. We've been doing a lot of it on Instagram, but I figured why not talk to you guys live, because I just love to do that. So thank you all for chatting and for watching and for following along with everything. It really means so much to me. I truly appreciate it. So I think I see some interesting comments. Patty, yes, definitely see you Thursday on Debating Disney. So until next time, always remember, adventure is out there. Bye, guys.